Welcome to Cygnus Enterprises. My name is Nilaus and this is a first look video of this game. Cygnus Enterprises is an indie game in early access released on Steam on the 16th of December, so it's still early in the development cycle. So what is Cygnus Enterprises? Well, according to Steam description, it says, take charge of a derelict outpost on a faraway planet, rebuild your base and manage your employees, help it thrive, battle fierce creatures and gather resources in a lush alien environment. Now my description would be more of a it's a space story-driven RPG with base building elements as well. It has a much brighter look and feel than most contemporary space games, as you can also see from the intro, which I think is a nice change of pace. It plays a bit similar to Riftbreaker in the sense that it has both base building and RPG elements as well, but in Cygnus Enterprises there's a much cleaner cut because it's basically turn-based. You spend time in your base building mode and then you spend time in the RPG mode. These first look videos aim at showcasing the gameplay and highlighting strengths and weaknesses to help you decide whether this is a game for you, and also to determine whether this is a game that you want to see more of on my channel, either here on YouTube or over on my Twitch channel. So if you want to see that, then hit the like button, let me know in the comment section whether you like more or less. Also, if you have other ideas for games I should be covering in this manner, then let me know in the comment section or in Discord. I'll be doing a lot more of these Let's Tries and First Look videos in 2023, so if you haven't already, then consider subscribing to the channel to stay up to date with these. In this First Look video, I'll be jumping a bit through. We'll be starting a tutorial mission, but I'll then be leaping forward a bit further into the game so you can also see how it plays out as the game progresses. Let's dive into the first mission.
Good news, you survived deployment. Bad news, your pod may explode at any moment.
Oh no! So we find ourselves in the
stuff.
introduction tutorial
Not
mission.
all of it. The cargo pods land separately in eventualities such as these. I am detecting one nearby.
And so the idea here is that we're going to be running around. We are just, this is, chapter, the isometric view here, and we
You
are
have
just
reviewed the weapons
exploring.
preparation
And we
manual.
got some combat.
Correct.
We got a
Point
puny little
and
pistol.
pull the trigger. Got it.
Cygnus Enterprises will not be held accountable for disposals resulting from less than stellar marksmanship.
And we have a... And then the fighting style reminds very much like basically in Factorio. You aggro things and then you run backwards for your life as
The
they
target
close in.
site is located to the east. Please proceed with caution.
It would have been helpful if our drop pod managed to land in the base as programmed. I almost died in that crash.
I will relay your feedback to Cygnus Enterprises.
And we
Thank
have
you.
grenade
Your
as well.
opinion is important to us.
The one
Why
thing that...
didn't you warn me that opening the cargo might attract those things?
The training dataset for personal electronic assistance does not include such outlier conditions. Adaptability to unexpected situations remains a human specialty for now.
Alright, shut up. Okay, so one of the things that I have to mention about this game is that the voice acting is a bit cringe. It's definitely one of the weakest parts of the game. Like the story is fine, but but the voice acting it seems flat and cringy, and that's a bit of a shame because it kind of detracts a bit, and well, it's not really something you can do much about after the fact. But it's I mean, it's one of those things where just we'll live with that. And a grenade, and there we go. There's infinite ammo, which I think is a really nice thing, but you still have to, like, the reloading thing is taking forever. We need to locate our base, but if as you can see, we can run around and get little supply crates, and with all of these kind of games you always want to be sweeping up everything you can. There's no XP in a sense from killing anything, and these don't drop anything either. Later on they will start dropping biomass and stuff like that we can use, but for now that's not how it works. But we'll get some scrap here that we can use when we get back to our base. Basically the gameplay loop consists of two things, and only two things, and there we go. Here's our location. It consists of these missions here, and then it consists of the base building. And after you go out on a mission, which is a combat mission usually, you come back to the base, which is a mess at this point.
everyone?
Uncertain, according to the contract details, Cygnus Enterprises lost all communication with the space 6 months ago.
Where should we start?
Please locate the console instead, initiating scan for replacement parts. Nearby containers hold components required to replace the power relays. Once the power is restored, the headquarters' self-repairing drones will do the rest.
So, this is our city or our base, and it's already built for us. We don't have a map, we don't have a mini-map, we don't have those kind of things. They will come along soon enough. And then we get power cores, and we can then start enabling our HQ, and then from here on we can sort of start our base building progress. As you can see here, we enabled our base, and then we will be tasked with enabling more bases as we come along. Then we get the stamina, which is it's a funny mechanic, but it's also kind of a bit redundant. The way it works is that you have a certain number of points every time you return to base after a mission.
This is the first step
and then
in
you
turning
can
the base to a productive state.
you can just go around harvesting things.
Gathering a
This is
limited
kind of making
quantity
sure
of
that you
resources
have a
every day.
finite
Just
amount
point at some
of
plants you wish
harvesting
me
here.
to collect.
You got it.
So these things can't
But what are we
going
gonna do about the remaining buildings?
As Cygnus
And there.
Enterprises anticipated this eventuality, replacement power cores were part of your dispatch. Please consult the world map interface and find your way to the respective landing sites.
Now the way it basically works with the stamina is that every time you come back, you have a choice of getting some more resources. So basically just go around, pick up whatever you can, if you can get more stamina later on. And with that, you basically can just top up if you might miss some biomass, if you're missing some ore, if you're missing some other things, some food, for example. And we can go into our HQ, and there are different consoles here available, but these are red, these are not enabled. The only one available is our world map, that's the only thing. And then we can go into the world map, and this is kind of the transition between the base building and the exploration mission. What we need to do is we need to enable more of our base, and therefore we have 3 missions out here. The bigger they are, and Shattered Core, and Lost and Found, and they get different weapons here. So that gets a sniper rifle, this gets a auto pistol, and this gets a field rifle. And we can just take either one of those. We can go up here. I think I think the best one is actually this one. So we can go to loader, where you just prepare for the stuff we have. We have no equipment. Here we have 4 special abilities. We have 1, an energy bomb, and we don't have skills and talents just yet, so we don't really have a lot of things that we can do. So we can just go into this mission and hit start. And then it transitions from the base building into another mission. These missions are surprisingly short.
The cargo landing site. Remain vigilant, contractor.
And we find ourselves out here. Basically, these pistols, you get pistol upgrade. Basically, these weapons, they have several different fire modes. So, for example, single shot, 1 click at a time. Ow. Or we can hold down, just reload between.
Our power core has fallen into a pack of charging creatures. Dispatch
auto
them
fire
before
mode.
proceeding.
Also, the right click is burst mode. There we go. And then all weapons have different options for right click, left click, and hold them down. Organic compound. So we always want to just take whatever we can from these. For the pistol, you can just move around, get some stuff. Now we get some Raynon shots used for crafting back in the base. Okay, this is a bit more. We'll take it out first. And then throw a grenade. So far it's pretty simple because we're running around here with pistols, so nothing too extraordinary is going to happen with just a pistol. Oh, that's a bigger one. And let's throw a grenade at it. Oh, that's a Whoops. Let's throw another grenade. They luckily recharge pretty quickly, and another grenade. No more grenades. There we go. So as you can see, running a lot backwards. We also have space, which is a tumble or roll, and I think that's kind of a dodge. have it upgrade later on, so it is a more of a dash. So we need to collect the power core. It's pointing to that direction. We don't have a minimap yet, but that's kind of what we will get. So let's head on in here. Tumble away, and we get that one. Reload for the next. And so right now, I don't know how long this mission is actually, but it's just, I don't know, these missions are like 2 to 5 minutes long. Oh, that one did not get killed. There we go, and we want to clean everything here because, hey, free loot. This is a marks where it's charging, so it's a charger, and then we have the swarmers, those are the ones with the big antlers here. And we can then go Arena and Bull. That's nice. More crafting materials. And it marks that way, so we need to find a way to go here. And that MG... It'll get... Combat gets more engaging as we get more skills, more weapons, and better weapons as well. But basically... Oh, there you go. Nice. More loot. The pistol has, it doesn't have a lot of oomph, but then again, it's a pistol. Just step aside from the charge. I like the fact that they all sort of have some way of, oops. This one they always seem to hit these ones. Especially if you don't step aside. Go, and we'll take that. Jump it backwards. Raw meat chunk. And I think we have cleaned up this map pretty well before we go into this location. And let's heal up. And then we have collect the power core, limited giant charger. So
how did this one get so big?
The bigger they are, the more organic materials available for harvest.
I don't think that's how that saying goes.
No, I don't think so either. But that's fine. And we just want to be not hit by this one. Okay, then it'll do a charge, and then we'll give it a donate a grenade to it. Oops, somehow I got blinded by something. Tumble, tumble. Grenade. Step aside. Shoot it. And now it's going to be charging. Let's use that opportunity for a grenade. That's also a good opportunity for a grenade. We have it. That's the thing that causes the blindness, I think. So we'll probably get... And charge. Give you a grenade. Grenade here. And somehow we got blinded. Almost there. There we go. Got it. Oh, more loot. More biomass. It was not a single biomass. Get that, and then we need to reach the extraction point. And this was the power core that we needed. For some reason, these critters are interested in our power cores. And as we get here, so you can see this mission. What was that, like 5-minute mission? That's pretty much on par with how long these missions are. Some are like really, really short. So we get to loot, and this is very much the gameplay loop we see now. We coming back. That sort of progresses a day. One day is out on a mission, and then sort of in the evening, at the end of the day, we come back. Or then a day passes, day one. We charge our stamina so we can go out again. We got some levels because, yeah, we leveled up. So we get some skill points and some attribute points, which is what we can do here. End of day report. We'll get more end of day reports when we have more for the base building, for sort of what we are crafting in the base, and also when we have employees that work for us. But here we managed to get 1 level for our pistol mastery, and also apparently also a gathering level. So we got to level 2, and we continue and then progress back into the base building. So what I really like is the masteries. We don't need to see that. Level up. That
you
is
did
just...
well in recovering one of the power cores. You may now find yourself able to restore one of the buildings in the base. I am looking forward to reporting our success to Cygnus Enterprises.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. There are still many more derelict buildings out there.
Indeed. Please resume working, contractor.
So basically here we can now go into different locations, and we can see a processing plant. It takes 1 power core that we just got from a mission. And now we're sort of in, cannot be attacked. We're just nice and quiet. We can spend as much time as we want here in the base for just preparing for the next mission, build, repair, gather, all that stuff that you want to do. And I'll show sort of leap forward to a later on in the build. I think the most important thing is actually getting the minimap. That's over here by the scanning building. It's just more convenient for our next mission. So we enable the scanning building, which will allow us to scanning tower. There we go. Very efficient drones. And random, that allows us to get random combat missions and collection missions and dilemma missions. Those are the type of different missions I'll show on the map.
What can you make of it, Pia?
This tower constantly monitors the environment and notifies the crew when it detects anything abnormal. Let me synchronize with these computers. Something of interest. There are records of an old missed delivery of supplies. Perhaps we can check out the site.
And as you see, we are just going around here. There's a lot of stuff we can't harvest yet. But there's also, we can only harvest biomass, so let's harvest biomass. All these goodies over here, we can't harvest those yet. So we'll focus on the biomass until we have no more stamina. So every time you're back here, make sure you use your stamina, because that's just free resources. And then we can go into our HQ, and the only console that we have available is still this one. But this has now changed and is a bit more interactive. And this is kind of how the game works, like it slowly expands up and gets more advanced. So right now we have these random missions, and I will just explain the different ones. This is really interesting. Like, here's a dilemma. Every mission here takes a day, no matter if it's combat mission or this one. This one is basically you click here and then you progress the day forward, and you get like a choice of 1, 2 or 3 items. Here's a random combat mission that gets us some rewards, and whatever we find in the mission, it says some gear score on how hard the enemies are, what you recommended we should have, and also how hard the enemies are. If we look at these missions, these are the core missions. In order to open where we get the power core, this is the only way to get power cores, and those power cores are needed for unlocking the rest of the base. So I think we'll get this one, and then we'll take this because the sniper rifle seems somewhat useful. We now have another weapon here. That is the field rifle, which I think is going to be more useful. There we go. We switched these two around. Did we get anything? Nope, nothing here, and no skills either. We can go over to skills and attributes. There are 2 different things. If you look here on skills, we can focus on security, engineer, science, medical, pilot, or social. And then there's a skill tree, which is like special abilities, such as a flashbang ability, which is really nice. Here, and then it's basically a skill tree where we can unlock either some passive or active abilities here. These are all very nice and passive, but some are active as well. And well, that's really up to you. Each of these skill points here, this one gives weapon damage and encumbrance penalty. This one gives power up reload time. Reload time is super annoying in this game, so that's kind of something I like. Plus engineer, you know. So we'll go up to attributes here, and I'll just pump all of it into attributes. All good. In the skill tree, I will get incinerate. Actually, I really want the flashbang. Do I? Tear gas, first aid. What are the other ones? Dash, charge attack. What is this? Party box. We'll take another grade. I really don't want another grade. Flashbang is really good for stunning. So let's do that. There we go. So that means also on the loadout, we'll equip now a stun grenade and an energy bomb. And we are now ready to jump into the second mission. Let's do that as well, and then leap forward a bit so we can see how it works when you get a little more completed here.
The crash site should be nearby.
Company really needs to work on their aim.
Your valued feedback has already been submitted. Further complaining only detracts from the mission directive.
So as you can see, now we have a little bit better weapon. 30 shots in a clip. That is nice. And the enemies are not getting tougher yet because these are the 3 starter missions, so they're kind of the same. we just get all of these materials that we can get as fast as possible. We also have a minimap now, yay, which makes everything a lot easier because now we can sort of prepare a bit for the attacks. And the reload is still, I'm not gonna say atrocious, but dangerous. And as well, we can also just go straight into the mission, or we can go out here and clear a bit and see if we can find anything useful. Let's throw a grenade at them. There we go. And we get automatic mastery level 1 as well. Like that. Let's throw the flashbang. Yeah, as you can see, things are moving a lot better with better weapons. That is very nice. And I think we've done pretty much all we can to sort of clear out the surrounding area before going in and actually... Oh, there. No, we missed something. Can't do that. There we go. Bring on Ghoul. That is crafting materials that we need a bit later on. Let's throw grenades at them. Look at that. How efficient that is. Great. And reload. And right, that is definitely everything we need. And then we can go in here and trigger.
Never thought I'd be so relieved
defend
to spot
for
flaming wreckage.
1 minute.
Please hold this position while I extract a power core. Warning, the ensuing commotion may attract undesired attention.
Yeah. And just try reloading every time you have the opportunity to reload. Oh, they're going not for me, they're going for the box. And as you can see, we really just every time we're just getting
Let's
stuck
initiate
reloading.
our retreat.
I almost lost you back there, buddy.
That's alright.
Your concern is appreciated. After all, any damage to my unit may be deducted from your pay.
Lovely. And retrieve the power core and then reach the extraction point. So I think this is a very representative mission. These missions are super fast. And that makes it really enjoyable that you just go back and forth pretty quickly. It's not like a 2-hour mission or 45-minute mission. It is literally just 2 minutes. What we're going to do now is I'll just skip the last of these missions and then just jump onto the part when we come back from the third mission, because then sort of triggers the next part. So now we're coming back after the third mission completed.
Null, sick days. I am afraid I must deny your request.
And we enable the third location. We have now a recycler and now a processing plant. So that means we can take scrap and recycle
Since
it,
the processing
and we can
plant
take...
refines raw material, we should start gathering resources from the environment. Have a look to see if you can find any ore-bearing rocks around the base. I can collect them for you.
There we go. So we are getting some ore now that we can
I
use.
extracted the materials that are of value.
Yeah, well, we're going to take
This
more.
looks like something we can attempt to smelt in the processing plant.
Our
That is exactly what we're
proprietary
going to do.
signal alloy is the foundation of any...
And then we can sort of start working. This is a really clever way that basically says it does 150 progress per day, and that can be upgraded, add employees when we get to that. And then you can sort of say, okay, we can do biomass, or this one takes 25 hammers, so you can get in 1 day, this is progressing 100. And we can also combine some of the Raynon shards into Raynon bulls. That's also something, so I'll be doing 2 of those, so I can in 1 day do 5 Signum bars and 2 Raynon bulls, and then we can queue up the rest if we want to do that afterwards. So that's just queued up, and then we'll just sort of progress while we're working on the next mission.
Bars. I found this safety helmet while clearing out the plant's machine area. I thought it would fit you.
And here we have our recycler, where we have some of the mango scrap we found and some meat chunks that we are recycling to some processed meat and to some, who knows what that's going to be. Who knows?
Thanks, Pia. I'm sure it will come in handy.
And we can go to loadout, and we got a nice sunscreen there. Oh, we can't turn you. Also attributes, we got a few more. We can get that one. Confirm allocation. There we go, and go into the skill tree. And at this point, we now unlock the next one if we have more. So we probably want to do the incineration grenade just because. Loadouts. And now we have 4 abilities, 3 grenades, and 1 first aid kit. We'll probably have some other things later on. At this point, you can say that, okay, well, this is our base. Can we look at map? Yep. We will get... this is not it. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so the map, we can go deep scan, continuing on the mission, or we can do some of these intermediate ones if we want to, and then progress as a day. Now, at this point, I think it makes sense for us to sort of progress a bit further into the game where I have a few more options, a few more things, and a few more things unlocked, because at some point you also unlock more of the ability to build your own base and shuffle things around as you want. Right, so now we are same place, but a bit further into the game. This is now we have some solar panels, we have some wind turbines. Over here we still have our processing plant. This is the same thing. Up in the top we now have power generation, which comes from our sustainable energy. We have a farm over here that's working on some different things, also fully automated. We can go up here. We have a factory that we can use for making advanced equipment, so we can make upgrades for our equipment. Pretty neat. And still have the processing plant, still have this is the recycler, and this is the science lab. So here we can actually get in and unlock more science. They are sort of unlocked in 4 tiers. Here we have the trainee tier, we have the employee tier, we have the supervisor, and we have the deputy manager. Now, sort of if you sort of look at the size of this tech tree, it kind of gives the sense that it's not particularly big, and this is because this game is in early access, not just early access, but also the start of early access. Now, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, if you make an early access game, then it is okay that there isn't a lot of content. It is not okay if performance or crashy, that is not okay. There has to be mechanically working because you're charging money for it. But it's okay that you play the game and go like, oh, I wish there was more, because then you have a good experience. You want to come back when there's more content added. But if you have a crashy, buggy, poor performance experience, you're not going to come back. And so that's just, from my perspective, I don't mind the fact that there isn't a lot of content at this point, because it's early access and it was just released in December. So let them add more stuff as the game progresses, which I absolutely hope that it does. Here's a canteen where we make food, and the food is used by, we have 2 shelters here, and we should also have 2 employees working in our base. Wherever are they? Where are they? We got a one, we also have a, here we go. Yeah, hello Max. A really interesting building over here is the cloning facility. This has, this is the first time I've seen a really good way of interacting, or sort of combining sort of why do you respawn when you die. Here basically it says there's a respawning, you put in here some cloning, then you have basically some respawns, and then if you die you get sort of a clone of you gets sent out here and dropped into the mission, which is a pretty cool idea. Plus you can also use it to respec and basically just get a new clone of yourself. It's a pretty cool concept to sort of integrate a core gameplay mechanic into this. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go out and do a little bit of harvesting of whatever we feel like out here. Nothing much is sort of super importance, but it's just make sure that you use your stamina every day. And then we're going to go in and take a look at a mission, so we get a sense of what a mission looks like at this tech level. I don't know, I think I would say I'm about a third of the way through what is available, maybe even less, maybe 25% through. I'd think that 25% through is pretty good, which is about 4 hours into the game, which I think is perfectly fine for an early access game. So we have this area. We have a mission up here, or we can just do a random mission. Let's do a little bit of a tricky one. See, this is recommended score 50, and we'll do out of the frying pan. Let's jump into that one. Let's have a look at our loadout. Here's our weapon. Just a little failure load. What we have is a Cygnus splitting minigun and a Cygnus field rifle. They are upgraded. They are a level 10 weapon and a level 10. That's super good. We have a level 10 armor and a level 10 helmet. We have an energy bomb. We have a flashbang. We have a charge attack, and we have a first aid kit. So we are ready to go. That's going to be our equipment, and let's go and examine the debris. Yeah, let's take a look at this mission and see how that sort of changes. Right, so the mission had a little difficulty loading, so we are actually loading another mission. Now this one we have to load to find an escape pod, look in the escape pod, and then from here on. And these are a little bit more dangerous, as you can kind of see here. Even though our weapons are a lot more spicy than... Ow! Dodge and shoot. There we go. Whew. And you can see we always... This is our health point, and we took a beating here just from that little fight. Health points regenerate pretty quickly. Come on, show us that it regenerates pretty quickly. There we go. So after you go out of combat for a bit, then they regenerate pretty quickly. So just survive the combat and wait a bit, and then go into the next. That's one weapon. We're definitely going to be reloading our minigun in the meantime. Let's also switch over to the other one. These ones are really annoying because they are splatting in on us. We have a little extra drone that shoots minigun. That's a little minigun cannon. Let's get out of that. As long as it's just 1 or 2 enemies, then it's easy. But as long as when it gets to like 4 or 5, then it gets a little bit more interesting. That is just that the random explosions is from a skill I have that shoots random explosions when I do a critical hit. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Here we have in the middle, and we are going to be going around on the edge. Yeah, this is definitely a protect mission. We'll claim all of this loot all the way around and make sure that we don't have sort of... Want to clear out everything. And there we go, that one. There. We just take out everything around around the middle before we aggro anything there. Good. Easy. Reload. And just run around along the edge. I'm pretty sure that, oh, these ones, I hate those. These are the ones that explode. If you don't take them out fast, they will ruin your day. There you go. No days ruined for us. Oh, luckily no friendly fire from that. Go up here. Anything? Nope. That one. And of course, if I die in this mission, then I'm gonna do it on purpose, because that is me showing you how the respawn mechanic works. So I'm just putting it out there that if I die, it's definitely on purpose. All right, defend the escape capsule. Yay! Here, come up here. We'll do the minigun for that. Reload as fast as we can get away with it. As soon as we can get away with it, we reload. So far so good, but now they come in a little bit quicker. Reload fast, as fast as we can. And another one inbound, and let's get a little bit more difficult because they are harder to kill. So stun on it, and we'll reload. Get that one. Get the heal. Down, they are killing it. They're killing it. Whew. Okay, probably a lot more coming in. Reload again. Inbound. Got it. I'd rather have them shoot at me than shoot at that one. It's pretty damn broken now. Nope. Reload. Oh, these are nasty. Yeah, I kind of have to force this. Ah, look at that. That's crazy. It just goes absolutely insane suddenly. And the worst part is that I need to make sure that they shoot at me and not at anything else. And minigun. As long as they shoot at me, it's fine. Okay, okay. Yeah, we're good. We're good. We're good. Reload. I'll retreat to the extraction pod. Okay, we got it. So that's kind of how a mission runs at this little bit later stage. So it's a lot more intense, and which I think is good. And I don't know, there's no difficulty slider, so you kind of determine your own difficulty about how much you want to push. Here we got actually 3 of skill points and fully recovered. So here is a end of day report when it comes to employees like our. It basically just looks at everything in the base, like income. We haven't unlocked anything with income or visitors. We have efficiency with our electrical network. We have batteries is accruing. We have employees. We have 2 employees. They're happy. So I think what I really like about this is sort of like we go on a mission and we sort of allow the base, and it's basically turn-based. Then research what is completed on researching, what is completed on the crafting side, the farming side, the cooking side, and recycling side. It is really, really nice. So if you come back and then it sort of progresses. Here's our progress on all the different skills here, and we can see services. We haven't done anything like that because there's more to the game that we just haven't unlocked yet, which I think again is super amazing and super interesting. So this was just like a temporary build, or sort of like a temporary mission. We have more quests, and we have more our employees here getting back to work, and we can then sort of go on, and when we come back here we'll start up some more crafting, look at what we need. Let's see. We can now make some more rare materials. Let's get some power cores. Let's get some more of that, and maybe get a few circuits, and also just all of these, just convert them when we can. There we go. And that's basically sort of how it works. The gameplay loop. Go out on a mission, do some base management. I think it works really well, and you have like the build menu here, where we can move things around. There's also some synergies, like for example, you can see there's a little green line here. They are positively synergizing because there is a canteen is nearby the shelter. If you also have like a warehouse nearby there should also be nearby some production buildings, then there should also be some synergy there as well. So I think that's pretty damn cool. Now I will be playing more of this game on Twitch. I'll be playing it on Wednesday the 4th of January. So if you're watching this as it comes out, then you still have a chance to come on in over to my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Nilaus at 8 p.m. Central European time, to check the continuation. I'm going to continuing from here, and we'll go into the more advanced part with making it profitable, like figuring out what the visitors and how to make our little colony profitable, which is an interesting concept. Like not only are we just building so we can go out, but we're also building so that we can make it profitable for the enterprise that we work for. So I hope you like this little showcase, this little first look videos. If you do, be sure to hit the like button, and let me know in the comment section if you want to see more of this. If you have some ideas for other games that I should check out, then let me know. And of course, make sure you subscribe if you want to, of course, so you can see more stuff here on the channel. And if you want to go the extra mile, of course, I also have a Patreon, and that is kind of how I run this channel, because I just do these videos, and Patreon is really what supports the running the operations of this channel. So thank you very much everyone who is participating, supporting, and made it all the way to the end of the video. Until next time, take care, and as always, stay effective.